I think the biggest thing I learned outside of just jiu-jitsu itself was probably professionalism in jiu-jitsu. Not to say that other businesses or school owners are not professional, but they're pretty big on not trying to carry that whole fight club vibe. They talk about it a lot at a gym, and trying to appeal to uh, everybody that's interested in jiu-jitsu. And we've actually spoke about it here recently, but we have students that are interested in losing weight, students that just want to be a little bit more active, students that they want to get their kids into jiu-jitsu. They want to have an activity they do as a family, above just people who want to come in and scrap and get their energy out, which you have to cater to that too. You have to cater to all types of different people, and you can't always just be a tough guy. Like, you have to balance everything. You got to be a professional, got to be almost a parent to the kids sometimes, and then got to be able to scrap too. Got to be able to hold down the fort when it's time. So everything, man. I learned so much. So one of the things that I talked to my professors about when I first approached them and wanted to get into the competition team, so to speak, they asked me what my goals were, and are you have interest in being a world champion? And I'm like, yeah, I want to be a world champion. And I definitely pursued that as hard as I could for a while, and competed a lot. It's really hard work. I got to see what it's really like, what the best of the best do. I trained with a lot of world champions at AOJ. We would do the cross training with Atos HQ, and there's plenty of world champions there as well. And I got to see, just how hard that work really is. And I did it for 3, maybe 4 years. And, I liked it. I liked it, and I also hated it. So, it takes a toll on you physically and mentally. And I started having a tough time with anxiety. I have anxiety, I have OCD, and those are two things that really took a toll on me towards the end of my brown belt. And I started kind of breaking mentally, and it forced me to become really introspective and start thinking what do I really want from this? Do I want to really keep pushing for this goal that I said I wanted, or can I take it back a step and start making a life out of this and start enjoying life? Because I was hating life for a short period of time. And, I started seeing, and actually Professor Angelica Galvao actually came out to me one time when I think because I had already been speaking to my professors about I think I want to step back from competing a bunch. And she had told me she was very supportive, just saying that's great. There's so many roles to fulfill in jiu-jitsu, and there's so much you can do with jiu-jitsu. It's not just about competing and becoming a world champion. There's so much that you can do, and there's so many people you can help, and just getting that kind of advice from somebody like that in that place, because she's a champion, and a business owner and so many other things. And for somebody we don't really know each other that well, but for somebody to take that time to say that to me, it was really helpful in me being able to accept that role, because that's a tough thing to do too, to go from a competitor and a no excuses kind of mindset to all right, I'm going to take a step back for a second, because you don't want to be you don't want to be a loser, you don't want to be a quitter, but at the same time you do have to do what's right for you and your mental health too. So deciding to stop competing and pursue opening a school and was tough at first, but to be honest, that was my main goal. When I remember sitting in college and being in a tough class and thinking I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I can't pursue this. And I was taking business classes. Funny enough, I have a business now, but I couldn't see myself sitting at a desk and doing a job. I was no way. But I remember I was man, I could do jiu-jitsu though. Something clicked in my head. Man, I like jiu-jitsu. I think I'm pretty good. I think if I get good enough to get my black belt, I can open a school. And that was always my first goal. It wasn't to become a world champion, but things changed. I pursued other things, but eventually I came back to my ultimate goal of having the school, and now we got it, and just grateful.